All right, the NFL Week 7 bombs and Thursday Night Football bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code BOMBS to get a 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. We are also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and the NFL with Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RATHMN. And now we will begin a show with the theme song. When this video runs out, eyeballs come to me. Come from X, come to YouTube, and come to me. We begin the show on 3. 1, 2, you know it. Yes. Woo! Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the Laddie Daddy. Scumbagger Vance, the Bombino, the Deli Llama, the Bet Detective, the Man in the Box. CJ Sullivan here with another great edition of the Bottom Line Bombs at noon Pacific here on Eagle Rock, California on Thursday, October 17th, 10 to 17. Wow, we're halfway through October. Another segment where I open up a show shocked about what the date is. Whoa, time as we know it is occurring. Big show today. Thursday show's already when you get into the weekend. 5 more bombs for the contest. NFL Week 7. I'll do another Survivor for the road to 500,000. Road to 10 million. Got knocked down the road to 500,000, but we're still on it. That's all that's important. Content will be coming out on that. Of course, a Man in the Box segment about the Fan Hall of Fame. Lots of going on in the other sports world. You have baseball playoffs going on. The Dodgers took a 2-1 lead. Yankees playing a little bit versus Cleveland. Cleveland, we need you to win. We cannot have this fucking Yankees team. I mean, I know everyone kind of wants to see the Yankees Dodgers now. Nobody wants the Subway Series, that's for sure. And nobody wants Cleveland either. But I would like Cleveland to win the World Series, get all these teams out of there because Mets, Dodgers, I can't take either one of them. But there's no system where they both lose. Anyway, WNBA happened last night. That's now 2-1. I'm pretty much done with the WNBA. Not even because of the Caitlin Clark thing. I had money on Minnesota money line last night. They covered at 3.5, but they lost the money. They were up 20. And they just fell apart. That's the thing. There's been comebacks in every one of these games, these lady games, lady comebacks. And they I mean, I'm not to be a hater, and I get it. The sport's not for me. But yes, there was a great shot by Sabrina, that 3 at the buzzer, whatever, to win the game last night. It was awesome. But before that, what they didn't show was a half hour of straight bricked layups. I mean, just heaving the ball over the backboard. What is going on? They don't talk about it because they're like, that's bad press for the WNBA. We don't want people to know that, you know? WNBA was like, the game won. It was New York who blew the lead. Minnesota won in overtime. But Breanna Stewart, who's a superstar player, has a wide open layup to tie the game, and she just throws it off the top of the backboard. It's a layup. And no one even brought it up. What a comeback. Unbelievable. What, is no one going to talk about her choking? I don't get it. Not to do that well if that was a guy thing, but I mean, Jesus Christ, Patrick Ewing is a Hall of Fame basketball player. And I always think about him missing that layup when he took like 5 steps and blew the bunny versus the Pacers in the conference finals or whatever it was. This was game 1 of the finals, and she just threw the fucking thing off the glass. That should haunt her life is what I'm trying to say. You women are too nice. Too much lady forgiveness going on out there. You need to harass her entire existence for missing that layup, even if they win the championship. That's how unforgivable it is. And that's why there's no equality in sports. Until you learn to have this consume your life and hatred and until you know how to ruin another human being's life for making a simple mistake on the court of the field, then we just can't take you seriously. We cannot take your niceness and your forgiveness and your positivity seriously. Then for me, you're an unserious sports fan. You're supposed to send death threats to these people. What's wrong with you? Anyway, congratulations to New York. They're up 2-1. They got to win one more, and they probably will. It seems like their destiny. Anyway, we got a big show today. What did I already talked about that? We've had flood support. Now the flood support's down. Wilbert's down in Tampa Bay. So let's donate to that. I don't have that read in front of me. That's a read I should have. I got plenty of the fucking, underdogs, but I don't have the website for the charity we do for the the hurricane. But there's been a lot of great stories about how we have helped out. SGPN has helped out with the hurricanes. Hey, I was in North Carolina, boots on the ground. I said, you guys need my help? They said, no, get out of here. Do some jokes. All right, do some jokes at the Comedy Zone, which I did. The NBA season tips off, though. Hurricane or not. On October 22nd, the NBA Gaming Podcast is hosting a wins total contest. The winner gets a $250 SGPN gift card. That's pretty nice. Head to sportsgamingpodcast.com/NBA contest to enter today before the season starts. Sportsgamingpodcast.com/NBA contest. Thanks, of course, always for tuning in to the Bottom Line Bombs. If you can head over to Spotify, give me a 5-star rating. Only you can prevent corporate gambling from taking over. All right? Is that a thing? That's the read. But yeah, go to Spotify. Give me 5 stars. I need the algorithm or iTunes, wherever it takes. Get the phones going. All right. Let's get into the show today here because we have so much to talk about. That's for the dolphin. That's for later on. Let's see. We talked about, I don't want to talk about too much, but Monday Night Football. I should recap that real quick. A lot of flags. We hit the Garrett Wilson over prop. Hell, we hit the Dawson Knox over prop. We didn't hit his ladder, but we only needed to get one catch, basically, to get that over 8.5 yards, which he hit. Although we got slow rolled by Joe Buck. I didn't like that. Granted, Knox looks like Dalton Kincaid. They both have 88, one's 86, both white tight ends. Kincaid's a little more athletic, obviously. But Allen throws him to touchdown, and Buck is like, that's either Kincaid or Knox over there. Well, which is it? I don't know. Aren't you the announcer? Yes. All right, I'll say Knox. And it was, thank God. So we hit that. Didn't hit the ladder, but we hit the prop. We did a little chopping. One only sold catch. He did have whatever. No need to talk about that. The whole game was just weird. Not a lot, so many flags, not a lot of flow. Although it's funny hearing Aaron Rodgers complain about the flags. Not even for him. It's like just in general. Well, I don't know why they called that one against me. That wasn't roughing the passer. Oh, you don't know why, Aaron? Because you fucking roll your eyes like an angst teenager in the back of a car. Oh, God. Ref, did you see this? Did you see him hit my ankle like that? You know what happened to me last year. I ruined the season, right? Call it, please. Mike Williams, what are you doing? You're supposed to go up the red line. He just throws Mike Williams under the bus. He had a press conference blaming Mike Williams for his interception like he knew Davante Adams was coming, which he did, obviously, because they were talking beforehand. Davante Adams became a Jet immediately after that game. He did the reveal on the Pat McAfee show. Wasn't that a great moment? Who do you got back there? Who do you got? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Davante. Clap it up, Davante. Shout out. Hey, congratulations. McAfee said, congratulations for what? Demanding a trade and getting out of Vegas to go to play with Aaron Rodgers? All right, congratulations. Congratulations. You're on another 2-4 team. How much did Davante Adams get paid to do that little walk-on in the McAfee show? If Rodgers gets $1 million to do his conspiracy interviews, McAfee should have got, Adams should have got at least a $200K guest spot for just doing the walk-on, right? Something. Or does that come out of Rodgers' end? Maybe Rodgers needed a guest to take the heat off. McAfee probably says, here, you divvy it up to who do you want to do? Pay Robert Kennedy, whoever the fuck you wanted to pay. Alex Jones, whoever's on your payroll, Aaron, just take this $1 million. Welcome to the chat. If you're listening on X or watching on X, I suggest you come on over to the YouTube page, the Bottom Line Bombs YouTube page. That way you can jump into comments. You can do things like Boofer T. Justice, who joins the chat. He says refs have spare calls floating around since TB12 hasn't been around to use them all up. Is there any wonder why Tom Brady won the Super Bowl during the COVID year? When people weren't allowed within 6 feet anyway? He was used to that. You're not allowed within 6 feet of Tom Brady anyway. Or that's a penalty. Now Tom Brady's an owner. Amazing. To the Raiders. We'll get into that in a little bit. Just admit you don't want to be an announcer. We don't want you to be an announcer, Tom Brady. You're bad at it. We don't want, it's beneath you. You're royalty to us. We don't want you fuck up and be an announcer. It's what old meathead. It's like, Don Meredith and shit. You're a goddamn owner. You're Tom Brady, for crying out loud. Anyway, yeah, that was just a gross game. Bills won that. Jets could have won it. I know, 2 missed field goals, but they also threw a Hail Mary. So the whole game was just absolutely ridiculous. So many flags though. And I said that before about the flags. These defensive penalties are insane, and there's automatic first downs, and it's crazy. We need to do a complete washing, trim the fat, start over with the penalties and say, okay, which one of these are from the 1930s when people did elbows out blocking with stocking caps on and leather helmets? Like, illegal man downfield is not for a lineman stepping out 2 yards. It's for a guy to be down there 20 yards, blocking Harold Lloyd, the freshman, Get these rules. Update these rules. What else did I say about the Jets? Well, we'll get into that. Let's get into Thursday Night Football, which is tonight. I know that's not the Amazon song. Does Amazon have any music? Does Bezos have a theme song? Their whole production just seems weird. Amazon's Thursday Night Football. Because Amazon is such a fake streaming network. Amazon Prime Video. It's obviously just a hook to get people to become subscriptions, to get subscriptions to Amazon Prime. That's all Bezos wants. He throws movies on there. They do live TV, but it just seems fake. It seems like a movie's version of streaming. It seems like if aliens put together a streaming service. You could tell it makes no money. There's no way shows on Amazon make money. They might give him money, but it's just out of Bezos' pocket. He just wants people to subscribe. So you have that booth up there with Richard Sherman, Tony Gonzalez, and they brought Nikki Glazer to do roast comedy. You could tell it's like, well, she did a roast on Brady. Let's have her do this. Really? In front of drunk Jets fans and Tony Gonzalez as an audience? Yeah. Why will that not work? I don't know. Have you seen comedy before? That sounds terrible. And God bless Nikki Glazer. She did great. She did what she could. But good God, with the backdrop there. So now they're going to have this. I don't know. Terrible game tonight. We have Denver and New Orleans. This game is awful. New Orleans is decimated. You have Spencer Rattler versus Bo Nix. I already went over the Spencer Rattler wigger angle last week, and we were right on that. We hit Tampa Bay. Kyle Boland, welcome to the chat. He says Reacher. Hey, Reacher's a good show. Solid show. Reacher's a funny show. The far right conservatives kind of clung on to that. Reacher's a very popular book series of this military guy who's a vigilante, like they all are, but he's huge. And then when it was a movie, Tom Cruise got a hold of it because that's how money works. And Reacher fans hated it because the guy's supposed to be big, and he is. You see Reacher now. He's a guy. He's massive. So fuck you, Cruise. And the first Reacher movie's good. Tom Cruise movie's good. But then it's the other two weren't too great. But who cares? He was looking for his franchise, and he's got Mission Impossible. So now I did a show, like, finally a monster, and he's basically like Dirty Harry, beats up hippies and woke people. It's like, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make sense. How is this guy even in the military? He weighs 300 pounds off steroids. I was like, Memphis, whatever the fuck that was. What was that Clint Eastwood military movie? That was about like a fake war. It was just him with Cuba. Mario Van Peebles is in it. I want to say Memphis something or Mississippi. Fuck, I forget it. Where he's like, why don't you sit there and bleed some more? It's just so Eastwood could say Eastwood lines. And he fights the Swede. The Swede is a monster guy. He's like, sweet. Anyway. Something Ridge. Heartbreak Ridge? Is that it? I'm asking myself. I don't have no idea. Booker says Amazon does have a Thursday Night Football theme, and it sounds like the end credits for a Marvel movie. Yeah, it seems like there's throwing shit out there. Yeah, I'm sure Reacher does make money. That guy tells a funny story. The guy who plays Reacher. He's like, yeah, I wanted to write a letter to Tom Cruise. And we had the same agents or whatever, our old agency. I wanted to write a letter like, thank you for letting me pass the torch. I will take this fucking, whatever, this seriously. And I'm going to bring Reacher to new levels. Thank you for paving the way. And his agent's like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. So, can you give us Tom Cruise for me? No, I'm not going to do that. If I even see Tom Cruise, I'm not going to give him a letter from you, who he doesn't know who is, to say, hey, you know that job you got fired from? I got it now, and I'm going to do good in it. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Heartbreak Ridge. I am right. Great movie, Heartbreak Ridge. It's one of those 80s movies. What did they talk about? Panama. I like when they talked about vague wars that never existed. They were like training for a war, like this enemy. Like, let's make them Panama, the shit. Grenada. And it's like there weren't official wars. Like, it's just them so they could do military. Eastwood doing military stuff. And they do like eat jarheads like you, and it's just Marines fighting locals. It's good. It's good Eastwood. I like any Eastwood. We used to have Eastwood Tuesdays on in college where we'd all bring a bottle of whiskey and some chew, put it in the middle, and watch like fucking Josie Wales or, High Plains Drifter and all these Eastwood movies, and we just drink whiskey and chew and spit and fight each other. Anyway, that was higher educational days. Anyway, let me do a quick ad read. I'll come back and I'll give some Thursday Night Football bombs and some Circa Million bombs, the 5 contest for week 7, and of course a man in a box. But first, let me tell you about Underdog. Underdog is, well, like I was saying, I don't have the hurricane thing, but I do have Underdog. Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest menus of all sports. NFL, college football, MLB, MMA, NASCAR, and more. Boosttober is upon us, which means you're getting a spooky amount of profit boost and much more. And with the NBA tipping off, every NBA Pick'em entry from 10-9 to 10-27 will be boosted. You can use specials and boosts on all flexed entries. Sign up with promo code BOMBS to claim your special pick and first-time deposit. Offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy promo code BOMB. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code BOMBS. I will set up an Underdog. I'll give you an Underdog for tonight. Thursday Night Football. How about that, C-Generates? Would you like that? Like I said, it's Denver, New Orleans. Line is 337.5. I like the under. I don't see how the Saints score at all. If Spencer Rattler, who didn't look too bad, he put a little life into it, but it's not that. They have Olave is out. Shaheed is out. Some of their linemen are out. Their offensive line. It's going to be pretty brutal. They're going to have Foster Moreau and Kamara. That being said, they have guys named Bud Means and Mason Tipton out there. I do not have faith in Bud Means or Mason Tipton. But I do have faith in Alvin Kamara. His total for receiving yards is 38.5. So that's an easy smash play. That's a smash play for him, even if there are receivers, especially when you have a rookie quarterback, a lot of check down. I know Derek Carr's a check down guy, but Rattler he hit Kamara a lot last week. This number hit easily higher than 38.5 receiving yards for Kamara. Bang that. No ladder, though. If I do like, I always like laddering his reception total number. That was one of the original ladders I gave out here as the Laddie Daddy. I'll give out my ladder plays on the prop show, which is after this, with Sean and Ryan, 2:00 Pacific. We do the live prop show for the weekend. That's why I'll have my good big ladders. I tell you what, a guy who I like who has been nice for Denver. Denver has Cortland Sutton as their number one receiver. Bo Nix, who is absolutely horrendous for 55 minutes during the game. And then in the last 5 minutes, he puts up some numbers. They have no number two receiver. They just don't have one. It was Marvin Mims for a while. He's not a thing. Patrick, Sean Payton cut because he didn't like his whole cancer story. I didn't like how people were rooting for you. So now they got this guy named Davante Adams, who's been playing pretty well. His total is like 3.5, 39.5. I think he's got 5 or 6 catches tonight. Give me Davante Adams over higher than 3.5 for the underdog. So you put that with Kamara, bomb that. But here's a play. First touchdown. Give me Adams. I mean, he's the Sutton is their touchdown guy, but the number 2 receiver, a guy who's going to get plays. I'll give you two first touchdown bombs. I don't like the side as well. I kind of like Denver because it's the Sean Payton revenge angle. Good God, is there a revenge angle every week in the NFL? That's what happens when you guys keep firing each other and rehiring on the buddy system. Sean Payton doesn't need revenge on New Orleans. He got him a Super Bowl, and he was suspended for a year because he's a scumbag. Part of that Bill Parcells scumbaggery department. He doesn't need revenge. But he'll motivate it for that, and they're going to want to win it for him. So I do like Denver there. Yeah, as Feach Lamagna says, it's an Adam Trautman revenge game for crying out loud. That is a nice angle, actually. I don't mind Trautman first touchdown, Feach. I like where your head's at. I went Vele 18-1 first touchdown, and I also went Denver defense 30-1. Spencer Rattler was whipping the ball around to a lot of Tampa Bay Bucks. I believe he throws an interception if you like that too at -140. Bo Nix probably could. They both throw interceptions, but I think Rattler definitely throws an interception, especially with no receivers running bad routes. We got Tipton running routes. You got Bud Means. So when you play a Bronco and a Broncos defense, that way you have a chance no matter who has the ball. So if the Saints have the ball, you're rooting for a Denver defense touchdown, 30-1. Can't beat that. But I will play under 37.5. Smaller play on Denver. -3. I got them at 2.5 earlier. Not to tout my closing line value. I know a lot of people were like, "How could you lay those points with Denver?" And I get it. I just don't see how New Orleans scores tonight. They look horrible. And you got a Sean Payton revenge, and the Saints coach is awful. We all know that. Remember when the Saints were the greatest team in football after week 2? What happened? Them in Seattle. What happened? Now I don't even want to see on my screen. There were stats where the Saints were lowering the murder rate in the city because everyone's so happy about fucking Derek Carr and the Kubiak they got as offensive coordinator. Now what? Who's on Thursday Night Football? The Saints? Good God. Is there another WNBA game? Can we watch some more brick layups? Can we watch the Dodgers? I hate the Dodgers, but I'll watch them. So yeah, lock that in under. I'll take Denver. I like Kamara over 38.5 receiving yards and Vele and defensive touchdown. First touchdown. Bomb it. There you go. All right, that's it. That's enough talking about that game. Let's get into the Circa Million contest. 5 bombs for the for NFL Week 7. We went 3-2 last week, which was, I can't complain because it's a winning week. You're always happy to have a winning week. Although, like I already told you, I think we got hosed on the fucking Colts because they lied to us about Flacco when they wound up playing him. I never would have went against my man Flacco. So anyway, I say that because we need to rack up some 5-0s. We're not doing too well. But there's quarterlies and all that. I think we're 10-19 for the season. 10-19-1. So that's not good. Like I said, it was terrible out the gates first 2 weeks. where underdogs hit every single time. Last week, the books got buried with the favorites. Oh, they love telling you that. Oh, the books got smashed with the favorites. The books might not survive. Tropicana is not the only casino getting destroyed. If the Giants can't cover for Cincinnati, that's what they're saying. If the Giants don't cover for Cincinnati, then the books won't survive. It's over. The books are just fine. I hate reports about what the books need. The books don't need anything. The books need you to believe you can win because you can't. The books don't need anything from the sports book in general. That's like 2% of their income. The books need old granny and your wife to hit the slot machine for the next 14 straight hours. That's what the books need. Stephen A. with the Tecmo Bowl out there says he loves it. It's been a while. It's been a minute since the live show. Boom it. Boom it. Bomb it. I'll take that's a typo. It's been a minute since I knew what Ben a Minute was. When Ben a Minute first came on the scene as a saying, I always figured it's been pretty recently. You know, I didn't know that meant a long time. I'm an old man. I wasn't frizzy to the hip hop community where been a minute means it's been a minute. Been a minute, you know. I'm gonna go. It's only been a minute. Oh, that's not too long. Just a minute ago I saw you. It's been a minute, literally. But apparently that's not what that means. All right, let's get into the games. Oh boy, the show is getting away from me already. I haven't even got into one game yet. Well, I got into Thursday night. And we got into the flags. One of the losses I had last week was Jacksonville versus the Bears. My handicap was Jacksonville loves Europe. They love England. They go there all the time. Their owner wants the team to go there. They play 2 games there back to back. So I'm like, they know what it's like over there. They're familiar with it. And it turned out I was right. Jacksonville was familiar with playing in England, but they were familiar with playing how Jacksonville plays. They're familiar with being bad. Yep. No, this sounds right. They're used to it. They're used to England. Yep. They're used to being awful. Trevor Lawrence is like, yeah, I know where Big Ben is. I know where everything is. And it's right there on the way from my hotel. That's where the football field is. I'm usually terrible there. That's where I throw to Gabe Davis and he drops 3 touchdowns in a row. That's what I do. That's usually my European vacation every fall. But I will say this. So the Bears beat the brakes off of them. Now, if you catch them on that second game, that's where it comes into play. If you remember last year, they beat the Bills in England on that second game. Why? Because they're already settled over there. They vacation. They've already been to the places, and they're not seeing any sights, you know? The Patriots are going over there, and we all know how the last time the Patriots went to England. Well, that's a revenge angle, huh? England versus Paul Revere. That's a big revenge spot for England versus the New England Patriots in the Boston Tea Party. So a lot has happened. So this line is 5.5 in the Circa Million contest. The look ahead was more than 6. Booker T says a hot minute is even longer than been a minute. Yeah, a hot minute's been it's been a hot minute since you've been there. Yeah, that's like, where have you been? I thought you were dead. It's been a hot minute. Speaking of dead, so Jacksonville got embarrassed. Everyone now is like, Doug Peterson, you got to go. It's obvious. But it'd be tragic to actually fire you while we're on vacation in London as they play at Wembley Stadium this week. I said it last show. It's like when you go on vacation with your girlfriend or your wife. Let's just say girlfriend, not the wife. The wife, you're not breaking up in England. You know better. But a girlfriend, sometimes you do that. You want to take the relationship to the next status. Let's see how we travel together. You know, it's been going well here. We've been dating. Now we got to take the next step and see if you travel together well. Because they always say that's a good barometer in a relationship. If you guys can travel together, then you can do anything together. But then you find out real quick, oh, I cannot travel with this woman. She can't travel with me. This is not going well. We're getting in a lot of fights. We are in close quarters. Nothing I do is right. None of the plans right. And you break up. A lot of times you'll go on vacation with a girlfriend. It'll be breakups and makeups. And sometimes it'll be like, all right, this is it. But it's only Wednesday, and we paid throughout the week. We had the itinerary, we had the tours, we had the hotels, and it's all prepaid. So I'm obviously not flying home early. Let's see if we can get something out of this. And the second we get back to America, we're done. All right? I mean, on the tarmac, we're done with. Forget about it. So if you need to call someone up ahead to pick you up at the airport, because I will not be dropping you off, make that happen. We'll still be cordial out here. Well, yeah, well, who knows? We might even hook up one fun night after wine, you know? Who knows? But yeah, this obviously can't work. We're going to kill each other. So that's what Doug Peterson is. Doug Peterson is gone. He's fired. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, he's got the passport. He's got the visa. He told him he's not coming back for another couple weeks. He's in Europe. He's hanging around. He's going to do the tours. He's going to be at the pub. Yeah, there he is, eating the fucking stew, you know? Sure, you can come with us, I guess. Yeah, we'll act like we're together. I'll put on the front. You can coach the game. Yeah, we'll listen to your plays. Go ahead. What do you think? How do you think we should beat Drake May? What do you think, Doug? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, we'll do it. We'll humor you. We'll run your plays. But but then you're gone. Now that being said, the Patriots, Drake May, he had some energy. He looked good, but he was also very overwhelmed in his first game versus Houston. Jacksonville's defense isn't amazing, but they do get after the quarterback. Trayvon Walker having a big year. I have him Defensive Player of the Year, 100-1. So they will put pressure on Drake May. So I believe the 5.5 week 2 Jaguars is where you want to get it. Eric Acosta, welcome to this chat room. He said Peterson's going to avoid coming home like George Costanza avoiding the breakup phone call. Right. As long as you don't get that breakup phone call, you can't give him the chance. He's going to try to extend the stay. Well, we got to buy after this, right? Can we extend it? Listen, I talked to the hotel. I lined up a few good bed and breakfasts that we got to hit. We can't just go to London while we're here, right? Let's see Italy. Let's see the countryside. No, Doug, we have to get back. We have a schedule. Well, I'm just saying, while we're here, and we got to meet some of the fans, see if they want a franchise to come out here. Maybe we'll do that. USA Peterson and Euro Peterson can never meet, says Buford T, as we rock the Seinfeld. Seinfeld references. Which have been hot and heavy now that Jerry Seinfeld is in at the Mets games and the Mets Dodgers series. They always show him, and you love baseball announcers forcing at least they're back to what they're more comfortable with, and forcing Seinfeld references into broadcast other than Taylor Swift. Thank God that era is over, where they force Taylor Swift lyrics and songs into their references. Now, Seinfeld is something they're more comfortable with. Oh, here's the Mets lineup. It's real and it's spectacular. Right, Jerry? All right, we get it. At least Keith Hernandez can do that. So we're going to give Jacksonville -5.5, the second European trip. One last hurrah for Doug Peterson, and they will do the unprecedented fire after a victory because, this only counts as one game. Bomb it, Jaguars, -5.5. All right, second game. Let's go here. Oh boy, my goodness, is this clock? This clock is getting away from me. I'll do one more game. Let me do one more game, then I'll do an ad read. Then we'll come back. I'll finish up the 3 bombs, then a survivor, and then a man in the box. Oh man, because it's been so many lively people in the chat. I'll skip over one or two. How about that? Minnesota Detroit is a big game. Minnesota's -1.5. Speaking of Europe, Minnesota is undefeated. Now we didn't quite believe it, but they beat the brakes off of San Francisco, Houston, and Green Bay. They beat the hell out of them. Then they weren't great versus the Jets, but they still won in Europe. Germany, I think that was. And then they've been on a bye. So now we're just assuming, I don't know if we're assuming or we're just hoping as a collective fan base that Sam Darnold just went away. Like, that wasn't real, right? Sam Darnold being the best quarterback in football, that wasn't a thing, was it? Did that happen? I'm not really sure. We're hoping in London or Germany, wherever it is, that just went away in the bye. He's gone, right? He's at USC games, flipping coins and stuff like that. We don't. Do we really have to see Sam Darnold for the rest of the year? Is he going to be good? I don't get it. Because I think this line is pretty small for Minnesota at home. Now I get it. Detroit just fucking humiliated Dallas, which was amazing. Like I said, nothing better than that Detroit-Dallas game. That might be the game of the year. I don't know how it's going to be topped, because not only did Dallas get the shit kicked out of them, but it was Jerry Jones's birthday, so they kept showing the booth, and there was no other games to turn to. They just had everyone had to take it, and it lasted like an hour after everyone else. Still, it was great, and it was like suspense. It was suspense. Like, look at Jerry Jones. Is he going to kill somebody? It's his birthday, honey. Come here, Jerry Jones might fire people, and he might kill people. He might go off. He's a crazy old man on his birthday, and he's a billionaire. He did do it to some like these poor local radio guys in Dallas this week, when he's like, I can get you fired. I pay money. I get some other people to come in, which apparently he doesn't even, I mean, technically he's not their boss, but Jerry Jones is everybody's boss. Jerry Jones is like the villain in Roadhouse. He just runs the town, and there's nothing you can do about it. J.C. Penney is here because of me. Vick Damone, whatever. Kmart is here because I brought 7-Eleven here in this chobunk town. Don't you ask me questions about my off-season moves. Who the hell are you? I can have some other fucking shit kicker sports blogger out here ask me this. Whataburgers is here because of me. So that was an amazing game. It was very suspenseful. Will the Joker shoot De Niro in the face? It was that kind of moment. Wesley, that's right, that's his name. Wesley is the greatest. One of the greatest villains in movie history. That was the thing with the new Roadhouse. There was no Wesley. I needed a Wesley who brought in J.C. Penney. And a little less of Conor McGregor. Could use that as well. Anyway, Detroit had a, I didn't mean to piss off the chat room. Now they're throwing all kinds of Wesleys at me. I know it's Wesley, for crying out loud. Brad effing Wesley. I got it. All right, calm down, chat. Calm down, C-generates. I'm on it. I got a lot to balance out. Minnesota -1.5. Detroit, big letdown spot. They just won by 50 versus Dallas, a game that they had circled. Because of the illegal, couldn't report, whatever the hell it was, the lineman from last year. I like when people have a revenge angle and the other team is just unaware of it. Like, Dallas is like, what? Why are you upset at us? Last year you beat us because the refs gave you the game because they said our lineman didn't report. Oh, right. Yeah. We forgot about that. Yeah. Listen, our season went really to hell after that. We weren't happy, but okay. And then they just beat the living bejesus out of them. So now they have a letdown spot, and they, of course, lost Aiden Hutchinson, their defensive player of the year, the only good guy they had on defense, at least on the defensive line. I know C-generates are like, it wasn't anger, it was excitement. All right, fair enough. I know. And listen, that's me too. I'm not angry, I'm excited. Ronnie Pasker says, use my Patrick Swayze voice when he yelled at him in the river. Wesley! That is a great one. Listen, I'm the one who knows the difference between anger and excitement, how that can get confusing. Hurt me in many relationships. People don't know if I'm being serious or not. I'm like, no, this is happy. No, can't you tell I'm happy? We scored. Oh, well, it sounds like you want to hurt me. No! Anyway. Hutchinson went out, which is going to be big. I like how Lions fans are like, can we just get Max Crosby? He's a crazy white guy with tattoos. Same thing, right? He said he wants to play. He's from Eastern Michigan. He said he wants to play for the Lions. Yeah, but you can't just take him. Well, why not? What are the Raiders doing with him? They're not doing anything. Hey, Raiders, give us that crazy white guy you got. We had one and he broke. We need a new one. You're cool with that, right? Listen, That's not how the trades work in the NFL. But if you wanted to do something, I know Max Crosby's in the program, if you will. He's big sobriety is a big part of his life. Living in Las Vegas, I'm just saying, there's some temptations out there. You should send a plant, you know? Kind of like how Cleveland wants to put a massage plant out there to get Watson out of the lineup. See if you can get Crosby off the hinges a little bit in Vegas, and then you can get him on the cheap. Trade him up. Now, that being said, I like Minnesota and a bounce back off of a bye. Although Dan Campbell is not a guy who lets their team not be motivated. I will give him that. So there's rarely letdown spots for Detroit. And their offense is great, but I just don't trust their defense. So I'm going to take Minnesota -1.5. Welcome Omar Ballesteros. He says he loves my hair. Thank you very much. This is, I have golf hat hair. I golfed this morning at Roosevelt with the Detroit Lion fan, Vince Averill, who also likes Detroit this weekend. How can't you? Detroit, listen, Detroit had a nice palate cleanser. The Tigers lost in the playoffs, unfortunately. But the Lions came in there and cleaned things up for you and gave you the most satisfying victory of the year. So can't be too upset, Detroit. Things are going your way this year. He also likes the Lions. Omar's a Lions fan. Lions all day. Yeah. I mean, it is a tough game. I'll give you that. That's for sure. All right. Let me tell you about Rhythm first, and then I'll come back and we'll talk. I'll give you the other 3 bombs and a survivor and a man in the box as this show keeps going on and on and on and on. The rhythm's gonna bet you, rhythm's gonna bet you, rhythm's gonna bet you with props. Rhythm, the proud partner, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels of ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds. Get predictions for betting on money line, spreads, totals, and props. Build your own model, copy one of the top-performing models from the leaderboard, or press build a model for me, and Rhythm gives you predictions for every game, player, prop. Also has a myriad of stats, research, and trend analysis to give even more betting insights. A Rhythm player prop they like is Juwan Johnson tonight, over 2.5 catches. I like that, too. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Also, see Generates. We're brought to you by BetUS. Look at this. I got a new graphic. BetUS. Look at Michael Vick. Looking clean cut in his golf cap. BetUS is the best in the business. It's been around for more than 30 years. Easily deposit using cryptocurrency, get lightning fast payouts. U.S. players are always welcome. Sign up, deposit $100, you get a chance to win a 1964 Mustang. A bet I like on BetUS is the under 37.5 tonight of the Saints-Bronco game. Use our link to sign up and get a 125% deposit bonus on the first 3 deposits. I love that. Your first 3 deposits. They know you're going to brick out. So don't worry. We'll give you a bonus on the next 2 as well. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Promo code SGPN so they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sports book. And we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan, the bet detective, the man in the box. I'm glad I got that graphic up there for BetUS with Michael Vick. Good to see he's doing well. I'm glad Michael Vick is embraced now. He's an announcer, let alone when he's quarterback for the Eagles, but he's a spokesman. Whoever would have thought? He went to federal prison for 2.5 years. Was that how long he went there? What a weird time that was. Where we all agreed, okay, we all know Michael Vick, yeah, he did some bad things, but at the same time, the biggest crime he did was he underestimated how much white people like dogs. That's what it was. They were like, hey, I don't know, this is a thing. You're goddamn right, this is a thing, Michael Vick. We like dogs more than people. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. I never would have admitted to it. He was giving tours of that thing, you know? I mean, his dogfighting ring. It was a huge complex. You get paid for tours. Yeah, we have a rape slide over there or sling chair, and that's our best dogs there. Those are killers, and this is where we put them. This is where we execute them. What? You execute dogs? Yeah. How else would you get rid of them? You can't just drop this guy off in the woods. This is a fucking trained killer. You have to put one in the back of the head. These things are, these are feral, for God's sakes. You can't have them out in society. Trust me, you want me to kill these dogs. You don't want these things out in society. You want to rescue these things? All right, go ahead, rescue them. That's how apocalyptic movies start. You don't rescue 50 fucking trained killer pit bulls from Michael Vick's house and set them out and put them in suburbs. Let some kid raise them. Are you out of your mind? No. They need to be executed. Back of the head style. In a fucking in a factory. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I'm glad Michael Vick is sponsoring Bet US now. Omar says he's not a Lions fan. Fly Eagles fly, baby. All right. Go Birds as well. That game, Eagles Giants. I'm also an Eagles fan. I stayed away from that game. We did have Eagles in a Survivor last week for my road to 500,000. If you notice, the road to 10 million has dropped to the road to 500,000. I'm still in one Survivor thing on Bet Online. Not as quite as gaudy as the 10 million. My one friend called it the road to 10 million in debt. Pretty funny. But we had the Eagles last week. Thank God they snuck by the Browns, and thank God I don't have to use them again, because I would not trust them this week versus the Giants. That's for sure. The Saquon Barkley revenge game, another revenge game. Which there's not even revenge. Saquon they told him, like, listen, we can't sign you. We've been ruining your career here. Do you want to play another 3 years behind Daniel Jones? Because that's what we got to do. No, I guess you're right. Let me go to the Eagles. See? You'll like it much better over there. I did like what Saquon Barkley did, though. This week, he goes, yeah. They asked him, what do you think your reception is going to be back in New York? Oh, I don't think they're going to boo me. I don't think Giants fans are going to boo me. Which he knows damn well they're going to boo him. You can't be living in that much of a bubble. Are you out of your fucking mind? You went to their rivals. Of course they're going to boo you. It's what we do. It's what East Coast fans do. Philly fans boo. Giants fans also boo. Everyone boos out east. You know they're going to boo you. But by saying that, it's not quite a gaslight situation, but you put it on them. Like, oh, you know what? I think those guys are too smart to boo me. They understand. I'd be very surprised if they acted like dirtbags, because I know they're better than that. You're better than that, aren't you, New York fans? Like, fuck. Well, I planned on booing him, but we can't now. He just called us out. He just said we'd be terrible people. And he's right. Shit. All right. Well, kids, you're going to have to boo for us, because I don't think he was talking about you. We're going to have you boo. Kids, you boo. Kids, you boo. That line's 3.5. I don't like that either way, to be honest with you. Eagles or Giants. Eagles do not look good. Well, I'm certainly not backing the Giants either. All right. What did I say? 3 more bombs. Let me go through these real quick, because we are running late on the show. Should I even do the Survivor? Speaking of which, since I'm talking Survivor, I'll do that Survivor. I'm down to I'm choosing between. I did not choose. Obviously, did Philly last week. I could have chose Cincinnati this week. They're playing at Cleveland, and Cleveland is a fucking mess. Although Joe Burrow has never won inside of at Cleveland, I think that's a thing. But has he gone against Deshaun Watson before? So who knows? Then you have the Nick Chubb returning. What's going on with Nick Chubb's return? Is he the new DeMar Hamlin? Did he die? They're acting like he's coming back from the dead. He had a knee injury. He always has a knee injury. What's the big deal? He wrote a letter to the fans. Oh, Cleveland could have cut me, but I'm a Brown through and through. And then when he goes to do a normal press conference, the team's rallying around him and cheering for him. What? He had his knee injury since college. It's what he does. So anyway, I stayed away from that game. I was down to either Buffalo versus Titans, which that line's 9.5. So that's obviously the easy one. But I'm not kind of in the mood now where I want to save Buffalo. They play the Patriots week 16 and week 18, so I definitely will be using them one of those 2 games. That'd be nice to have in your pocket when you go down towards the end. So I want to take a flyer with the Rams over the Raiders this week. The line's 6.5, but I just want them to win outright. Here's the thing. Now, the Rams are beat up. No Puka, no Cooper Kupp. But they had a bye. And McVay off a loss and a bye is pretty solid. 2 weeks against fucking Antonio Pierce. He better be able to outcoach Antonio Pierce, who that team looks like it's given up on. They traded they traded Davante Adams finally. Although I don't think that really affects him. They've been playing without him for the last couple weeks anyway. They will have a home crowd. I will say that the Raiders have a weird thing. All their home games in Vegas are away crowds. Like Pittsburgh rushes in, Green Bay, whoever visits Vegas, that's their fans are going to be dominating the field. There's no home. But in LA, when they play in LA, if they play the Chargers or they play the Rams, then they have a home crowd because all the people in LA are Raider fans. Dos Cholos. There will be some stabbings going on. I might go to the game. I might go to the Raiders-Rams game dressed as a Charger fan and try to be a median, a referee. Try to keep the knives to themselves, fellas. Let's go. So I am going to go with the Rams. I want to try to sneak one in there with the Rams survivor. Hopefully they can get that win. All right, let me get a couple more bombs here. Ronnie Pasco says, Russell Dangerous Wilson is back, baby. Danger Russ. I agree. I love Danger Russ Wilson. I love the Steelers. I'm going to take those Steelers Sunday night versus those Jets. Speaking of which, it's Sunday night, Jets at Pittsburgh. Jets are favored by 2. I don't understand why the Jets are favored. Because of Davante Adams? And I know Davante Adams, they will say he's hurt. And he wasn't. He was faking that injury with the Raiders. And by the way, gambling Twitter, sports Twitter, all of Twitter, which is all just people stealing the same fucking joke and doing joke karaoke. Everyone did the Davante Adams leg as soon as he reports to New York. You know, it's like the wrestler whose cast comes off or the one who faked the giddy, fakes the injury. They all do the same exact, like, what are you trying to accomplish? I know you're just trying to get engagement, but like, how does that make you feel? Like you saw someone else do this joke. I want to do this joke, but my own Jeff. It's crazy to me. So the Jets are going to Pittsburgh, and Russell Wilson will be the quarterback. And people are losing their mind about that, too. ESPN and all those guys. It's so weird how everyone wants to defend Justin Fields. We just like Justin Fields. And I like him, too, as a person. He's not a good quarterback. He's a great athlete, but he's not a good quarterback. But he wins. Yeah, great. They're 4-2. They beat terrible teams, and they barely scored a touchdown. You can't. Well, that'll last forever. It's like the guy who jumps out the building and he jumps off the roof. And on the 10th floor, he's like, well, it's all good for now. I don't see any problems here. No, you're going to die. Justin Fields is not good. You need some. He was hurt for one play, and Kyle Allen goes in there and throws a 20-yard pass. Like, oh, is that what this offense could look like? He can't throw the ball accurately. And like I said, but we just all root for Fields. Like, come on. What did Fields ever do to you? It's like you forgot he was bad for the Bears. He never got a fair shake. Give him a shake. He's a winner. He was 4-2. How can you replace a 4-2 quarterback? Easily. Just like Baltimore got rid of Trent Dilfer after they won the Super Bowl. For Elvis Gerback. Why? Because he sucks. Brian Bilk's like, because he sucks. Have you seen Trent Dilfer? Not only does he suck as a quarterback, he sucks off the field. We hate his quotes. We hate everything about him. Get him out of there. Yeah, Tucker has double the season points in Justin Fields. Not Tucker. Boswell, Steelers kicker. And like I said, we root for Justin Fields. We all root for him, but he's not a good quarterback. So I think Russell Wilson, and it's easy to say, okay, well, you're not replacing him with Joe Montana. Obviously, you're replacing him with let Russ cook. Take this for what you will. And I've loved the Russell Wilson ride so far. I've loved this new stage. I love this whole thing in Denver. I love them here in Pittsburgh. He did have a good last preseason game. And then they said, you know what, Russ, you're hurt. You're so hurt that you're going to be inactive. But yet, Russ, what did Russ do? He still showed up to the game on the sideline in uniform. Russell Wilson put on his full uniform, even though he was technically inactive. Like he could get in there anytime. You know, he's like the ball boy. All right, Rudy, put on your uniform. No, you're not getting in there. Now, it'd actually be illegal. I think each week Russell Wilson should have wore a different uniform, like a baseball uniform or an astronaut, you know, or he's a general. Put him in different outfits, different costumes. He's a hockey player. You play for the Penguins, Ross? Get out there, wearing skates on the field. Look at you. But he's getting in there this week. Steelers, Sunday night. They just played on Sunday night versus Dallas, and they lost the game they should have won. Yins are going to be oiled up with earned cities. And I think these Jets team, I don't think they're fixing the problems by bringing in Davante Adams. It'll help, sure. But Rodgers will do his eye rolls. Oh, God. How do you not know the pattern yet? Ugh. Oh, Hackett, where are you? Where's my buddy Hackett? The one nobody likes. All right, so let's give Pittsburgh +2 as our third box. So far, we have Jacksonville -5.5. We have Minnesota -1.5. We have Pittsburgh +2. And we have the LA Rams as our survivor over Buffalo, taking a little risk there. All right, let me give two more quick ones. And then we will do the man in the box because I want to get into that man in the box. Speaking of the Jets, it's Jets focused. I won't even give any flack. We got Monday night game. There's two Monday night games. One is the Chargers, Arizona. The other is Baltimore, Tampa Bay. I'm not touching that Baltimore, Tampa Bay Hurricane game. I'm not touching it. But I do like the Chargers to beat Arizona. Line's only 2.5. Nothing there. Just Harbaugh Monday night. Give me all this Harbaugh. I love him. Bomb that. Herbert's kind of getting healthy. They are losing some running backs, but Arizona is not who we. Arizona was, as Denny Green said, who we thought they were in the beginning of the season. Then they started playing good. Like, maybe they're not who they are. Like, no, they are. And no Marvin Harrison in that game as well. So give me Chargers -2.5 versus Arizona Monday night. And the other one, I'm going to go right back to the game that beat me. Colts -3 versus Miami. Now, they say Anthony Richardson's starting. That's what they said last week. I'm not buying it. They go to work with Joe Flacco. They know who Joe Flacco is. They know they can't announce that Joe Flacco's a starter or the whole town will go crazy. Daughters get in a frenzy. Men go nuts. Because everyone wants a piece of Joe Flacco. He's the dad we all wanted. He's on the couch. He's tossing you a ball in the backyard. He's Field of Dreams. He's Freebird. He's going town to town. We love Joe Flacco. I just want a part of this Flacco magic. I don't even care if he doesn't play. Just the fact that he's there is calming to me. I need handsome Joe Flacco for these bombs to get through. In Miami, I'm not buying. Miami is just awful. They're trying to tell me Snoop Hundley had a good bye week. How? Did he become another person? What did he do during the bye week? They're like, yeah, no, he had a really good bye week. He became two. He talked to Tua. He talked to him. Tua said, hey, can you get better at being quarterback? No, I can't. But do you have any other tips? No, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. Maybe throw the ball to Tyreek Hill a little bit. Which it pains me for my fantasy. I have Devon A-Chain, I have Tyreek Hill, and they're all worthless now. After 2 weeks, I'm like, oh, these guys might be the best team in fantasy history. These guys are incredible. Now I'm like, should I play Mason Tipton over A-Chain? and my flex? What am I doing? So we'll take the Colts -3. Just get some of that Joe Flacco love. Where's my Buddy Hackett? The Buddy Hackett joke. What Buddy Hackett joke did we do? I think I told recently. The one he used to do on Letterman. Oh, about the slap thing. First of all, let me get to the box. As we previewed all those games. Thank you, everyone. I should thank everyone first before I get into the box here for being on the live chat. Make sure you hit that thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. Tell the algorithm that you like me, or tell your phone. Like I said, I don't even care if you like me. I don't care if you tell other people, but tell your phone that you like me and have your phone tell other phones. I want them to get together to say they like me. That's how we get ahead in this business. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at CJ Sullivan was taken _ in between each words, or at X at CJ Sullivan _ yeah, subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs, YouTube, all that. My other shows on there. This weekend, I will be in Santa Monica at the West Side Comedy Theater. Tomorrow night, actually, Friday night, 8 o'clock. Show there. In 2 weeks, November 1st and 2nd, I'll be in Las Vegas with Hannibal Buress, Hockey Hannibal. Opening for him at a Wise Guys in Las Vegas. That'll be fun. One of the shows, because he's Hannibal, is like at 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. I can't wait for that. Get to bed at a decent hour. That's when you're pretty powerful. That's when you can just sell tickets. That's Hannibal. That's not me. Anyway, so that'll be fun. Come on out if you're in Las Vegas. Other than that, after this show, I will be on the prop show with Sean and Ryan. We have a GP, the guy, he's been raising hell on gambling Twitter. He's going to be a guest. That's going to be fun. And then I have the Bombs Down Under college show with Pix Dundee before he moves out of Los Angeles. That'll be after that, 4 o'clock, and then we have Thursday Night Football. Big triple header of me, of the C block. All right, let's talk about the box. Yes, and Ronnie Pasco says he's also upset Fireman Ed is not getting enough screen time as well. It's funny. So Fireman Ed, it's funny that comes up this week because this is the week the Basketball Hall of Fame has added a fan wing to their Hall of Fame. They're putting fans in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame fans, which I think is a hilarious idea. They put in Jack Nicholson, Billy Crystal, Spike Lee, celebrities, which is fine. But I think they should open it up to actual fans like Fireman Ed, the pieces of shit, Bartman, he should be in there. The guy Ty Cobb stabbed, he should be in this fucking fan Hall of Fame. Who else? Ronnie Woo Woo, Birdman. How about the Ravens fan this week who went viral for assaulting Redskin fans or Commander fans? I mean, did you see that guy? What a piece of shit that guy is. And the internet got together real quick to out him. They got his job. They got the whole fucking thing. Like, yeah, you're going to hell. The Buffalo Barrel guy or Denver Barrel guy, right? All of them should be in there. Celebrity fans, I get it, to Nicholson and Spike Lee. Who's the guy who sits next to Nicholson who looks like Donald Sutherland? But it's not Donald Sutherland. I think he's a music guy. And then you have the Clippers guy who just dresses a music guy. He always has a different outfit on. No one knows how he makes his money. Feach makes a good point. The White Sox fans who attacked the Royals first base coach, father-son. Absolutely. They weren't just fans. They were a father-son duo, Feach. Fan man. Oh, I don't have to look that up. I was there. Not at the game itself, but I was in Chicago when it happened. That was a good time in Chicago. Cubs fans took a guy's hat off, So Fireman Ed, now he claims that Jets are trying to shut him out. That always happens because these fans get too big for the britches. I love when super fans diss them of their loyalty. I am no longer a Jets fan. I'm a Giants fan. Now you're Fireman. Listen, I've talked about Fireman Ed before. I've always hated Fireman Ed. He should have died on 9/11. Come on, I can't say that. Someone was questioning, is he really a fireman? I mean, there's a lot of downtime, that's for sure, at these games. Or did he steal this fucking hat off of a dresser of some widow and he was banging to Long Island or something? Who knows? But he's always been an asshole starting fights. Now he's saying the Jets are trying to phase him out. This is hilarious. Ed Anselmo. He went to Instagram. I've been getting a lot of emails and texts from fans about the Jet experience in the stadium with the big screens. Last night in particular, the Jets scored a touchdown. Normally, as tradition, we're always put on the screen. Worried. No, he's talking about him. He's mad he's not getting on the screen. Fuck off, Fireman Ed. I don't know what's going on, but they're phasing us out. Because you know why? They start asking for money. They want free tickets. You know how much money these tickets cost? No. You're not getting free tickets. Get your Ronnie Woo-Woos. They want stuff. It's so the super fans are hilarious because they cross that line. They toe that line between really cool super fan. This is his hobby to kind of crazy homeless. Is this guy all right? You know, Marlins man is a coward. He wouldn't show up to wouldn't even show up to a real Marlins game. Chef Z for Waz, R.I.P. Yeah, what about who's the Chiefs fan? Chiefaholic. He should be in the Hall of Fame. The guy who just got 17 and a half years in prison for robbing banks in the wolf costume, and he had a jersey that said Chiefsaholic on it. That's how he got caught. And he would use that money he was robbing banks to bet on parlays on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's dedication. And buy tickets. That's a side gig. That's a fan Hall of Famer. Not fucking Spike Lee and Jack Nicholson. Get out of here with these. Now, granted, those are celebrity fans have been there through the whole way. And Billy Crystal. Well, you put Billy Crystal in, you got to put Kadeem Harrison in and Penny Marshall posthumously. If you're going to put in the Clipper fans. How about when the Dodgers won Game 5 the other night versus the Padres? Friday night, star-studded. They showed Brad Pitt, Jimmy Kimmel, up and down, tons of stars and celebs. And when they celebrated on the field, some of them got out there. Rob Lowe was out there. Rob Lowe was out there on the mound, jumping on Shohei Ohtani and hugging Shohei. Shohei's looking at him like, who the fuck are you? I have no idea who you are. Then Rob Lowe went down his IMDb. Didn't you see the Brat Pack documentary? I'm in that. I now do commercials for Atkins. Do you not see the Atkins commercials? Which I always think is bizarre. And I say this in my act sometimes. Because I tried the Atkins diet years ago. It doesn't work. It's just meats and cheeses like you're a Renaissance king. But it's still banging around because their shakes are good. Fruit is the devil on that thing, Like bananas are worse than fentanyl. I go like this. But what's funny is Rob Lowe does these ads for Atkins now. And who knows if he even knows he's doing these things. But I just think it's an odd choice to have for your spokesman for a diet. Like I like Rob Lowe, just like your next guy. But why would you have him being your representative for a diet food? You want someone who's been on a journey, like Luther Vandross and Oprah or Tommy Lasorda, with the Slim Fast. People that have lost weight and that used to be big. He's just like, hey, I'm Rob Lowe. How you guys doing? Are you like me? Have you been a heartthrob since age 12? Has life been perfect? Has the last 4 decades been nonstop fucking snapper falling all over you? Yeah, I call it snapper. I'm Rob Lowe. I've never had a bad day in my life. I've never had a problem in my life. And I fucked a teenager on tape once. But no one cared because I'm Rob Lowe. I should clarify, Rob Lowe had sex with a teenager on tape in the 80s, not me. I mean, I would have if I looked like Rob Lowe. I should clarify that as well. Just kidding. Connor Stallions belongs in the Hall of Fame. See, let's open up this fan Hall of Fame. And put them all in the Basketball Hall of Fame. I don't care what sport they like. Because Basketball Hall of Fame is the only Hall of Fame that does it right. Springfield, Massachusetts. Because it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's not even a college basketball. It's just basketball in general. Like every year it'll be like, okay, in the Hall of Fame this year is Akeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, the shot clock, some high school coach in Argentina, some woman coach in Australia that won 4,000 games. And hardwood. It's like equipment and shit. So Billy Crystal, he'll get in there as well. Anyway. All right. That's got to do it for today's show. I'm getting so far deep into it. I should have opened up with the Fan Hall of Fame. There's so much in there. Thumbs down Yankee guy for sure. And even the kid who robbed the home run for the Orioles game. What was his name? Remember that Derek Jeter, whatever the fuck his name? He got a card. He had his own baseball card, for crying out loud. He's got to be an adult now. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you, everyone who chopped in. Like I said, good luck with all the bombs and all of that. Subscribe, keep the lux. If you want to give me that 5-star review, go right ahead. You can write bad reviews. I don't care. I'll give you a prize. How about that? But I have to go because we have things going on. And like I said, stay tuned for the C Block. There's 2 more shows with me coming up live. Props and then college. So, all right, guys. Thank you and good luck with the